I was about to say good morning. Good evening, folks. Uh, yeah. There's more work to do, a little bit. I figured the porting for this can be done almost automatically, so I may as well. Let me go check real quick. Here, I'll flip the screen over. Let me just go check real quick whether I have credits for this or whether this is going to be the switch to codex time. Probably fine. Alright. Here's what we're gonna do for this. Are we in the right machine? No, we're not. See if this is enough. All right. That's probably good enough. It's a very simple set of changes, to be fair. I got no energy left to do them, though. But I think I can at least make sure this doesn't break it. The plan is going to be we update puffernet. We do a few of the ends with the tune parameters. And then tomorrow, we finish all the M's, we finish all the experiments, we call it a day. We'll get one more set of experiments overnight, which will be nice. Oh, I think actually 2048 is running now. I should make sure that is stable. It's actually really important. Not great perf actually on this. A little bit odd. We'll look in the meantime. Oh yeah, that's not going to be hard. Yeah, it'll be very easy. We do have to match the numerics exactly. The weight should get saved FP32 anyways, though. So it should be fine. 2 different people making our SMs is pretty awesome. Pretty great. Okay. Actually, a lot of the stuff in here is going to be quite simple. There's some stuff I can do in the meantime. This is done. Read me. Willem's comments. We get to delete the we did get to delete these 2 badges. And this one. We can also update. Hang on, we can update this a little bit as well. Trailer. Trailer will get updated. Okay, this is fine. Get weights aligned. Okay. No, we're not doing that. Affine is there's a difference linear and affine, right? We're gonna actually review this stuff carefully. These are good fixes. Should be softmax sampling. We'll update the default net. Oh, I see. The default's different. On VLSTM, okay. Be very cool to get this working. I do hope we're gonna be able to run the new models. The new puffer model's kind of chunky. Hello, welcome. Long grind day. The hope is today, tomorrow, and we're done. That's the hope. Why is it float star weights? Oh, because it's num layers. That's actually a fine use. Is that a fine use? I think it's float star, isn't it? See if they're contiguous. See if they're contiguous. No, this is correct. It is float star weight, yeah. State output buffer weights. Why would it do it this way? It is kind of cool to have it be that like this, but I think it's better to have it a little bit separated. Oh yeah, it is linear. It actually caught that. It's not apping, it's linear. Kind of new to MLAI. And I'm thinking analysis. Taking analysis. Analysis 1. Get through analysis 2. If that's functional analysis, that's already more math than I know. So you're not bottlenecked by math, you're bottlenecked by engineering. Wait, why is this 3 deep? 1. Oh, it is 3 deep. Okay, this is actually fine. Hi, Muffin. How's it going? It's pretty funny that it did this. Testing out Puffer 4 for tower defense. Nice. I will be reviewing a bunch of NPRs. Next week, I'm gonna be flopped. Like, I'm just gonna be not doing anything other than making sure Puffer's not on fire. The week after is probably gonna be when I start. Maybe I'm being obsessive about the math. Let me show you the math that actually ended up being Puffer 4. Here. You'll see how simple it is if you're thinking of stuff like that. Ready for what actually ended up working for Puffer 4? How we got soda on everything? Oh, here. It's in my... This is the draft. Here you go. That's it. That's literally it. The Hadamard product operator there is element-wise. This is sigmoid. That's literally it. And because that's too hard for most ML people, here it is in pretty picture form. That's it. There's some math. Like, the thing that makes this tick is a parallel prefix scan. But it's not like... It's really not abstract math. There are a few places in AI where you can do some more math-heavy things, to be fair. But I think that most people that I meet are bottlenecked more by eng than math. Like, I'm not an idiot, right? If the math were super useful, I would have spent more time on it. I spent my time getting good at engineering. Real analysis helped outside of ML. If you like math, then by all means, right? I personally, I have not enjoyed math as much. I really have not enjoyed math anywhere as much. I like building things. I like thinking about problems, but I like thinking about problems in a very different way. Mathematics feels, at least like proof-based mathematics, feels a lot more like solving puzzles to me. I don't enjoy math. Well, then don't force yourself to do it. Do some eng. Not knowing it is a bottleneck? The eng bottlenecks is super hard not knowing eng, though. Oh. Does it work? This should not drop any balls. Or, I mean, actually, it might, but it should not lose. This is the new model deployed in pure C. I mean, it's not that complicated. It's kind of funny where the new model, it's actually simpler, I think, than the LSTM slightly. Maybe about the same. It's like 20 lines of code, though, in C. Like the new gates. Some dinguses have been trying to tell me that the layer norm is actually better because it's fast. But when I tried the layer norm shit, it was super slow. So I'm liking my highway nets for now. We don't really have to worry about fusing it with the map mole. Because, like, we fuse it with the rest of the stuff anyways. Okay, it lost one ball. But it lost one ball on the last brick of the first screen. Appreciate your opinion. I mean, the low-level dev that I've been doing, the proof of it, right, is in the last couple of years, with all the low-level dev I've been picking up, I've made RL as a field 1000x faster. And I've been able to actually make core algorithmic breakthroughs because of it. I mean, like, look at this. This policy you're watching here, this policy was trained in 4 seconds. So it took 4 seconds to get a basically perfect breakout model. Sometimes drops a couple balls on the last couple tiles, but boom, that's a full solve. You can run it on a toaster. Yeah, Breakout used to take more than a day to solve, for reference. That's the new puffer architecture. It kind of rocks. Muffin, I looked into it. I can't go to Streamlabs or anything else. So unless there's something from OBS that can set all the titles every time, there's not really a way for me to do it. What's the most complex environment? It's one of the most complex environments in the field. Neural MMO3. This is a massively multi-agent environment. You have 1,000 agents running around in here, along with a whole bunch of enemy NPCs. It's like all the classic MMO stuff. You can level up, you can train 2 different skills, you can gather resources. There are different tiers of armor and weapons and equipment. There's a global market. You can buy and sell things with other agents. A couple other things in here as well. This thing, I trained this model on 12,000 years worth of gameplay. And the new model that we just trained for Puffer 4 that I'm going to be trying to integrate tonight, we trained for, I believe, closer to 18,000 years. So there you go. The wronglets. It uses the mana seed assets. A lot of things use those. How long did 18K years take to train? 3.5 days on 64090s, but we have a really, really bad convolution implementation. And I believe we could make it 2 to 3 times faster. We can probably get it down to about 1 day for that amount of data. And that amount of data is over a petabyte of compressed observations, probably like 7 or 8 petabytes uncompressed. 1 trillion obs. It's a crazy amount of data. It actually did catch this. Why does the load weights take the size of the weights as an explicit arg? How would you compute the number of weights? Can you actually? You can, but it's obnoxious. And it's not the number of weights, it's the number of bytes of the file, isn't it? Load weights. Maybe you're right. It's awkward because there's padding and shit. It just lost a point. Yeah, see, this is not a perfect model. Something is slightly off. I probably can, and I will do that. Let me figure out why this model's not perfect. I've done that before, Muffin. It doesn't stick. It only sticks if you stream through the Twitch thing instead of OBS. It'd be great to know how to do that. That's super funny. Dominating software cat. That'd be fun. I mean, I probably should just not be lazy and set it or whatever. I can't really think about that now, though, Muffin. I got 0 brain cells left. I mean, 0. I got a pretty decent bench, though, because all I've been doing other than that is benching all week. Everyday bench day. I should go move the bench press, like, obnoxiously close to the camera, like, right behind me. New PR, rep PR, yeah. 225 for 8, and 245 for 5. I'm not really doing 1RM PRs right now, because, I'm kind of benching not warmed up, so. I've kind of just been taking the like pyramid, um, like you know the like light, medium, heavy, back to light but slightly heavier, light, medium, heavy, light, medium, like that you do week by week and compressing it into 3 days. It's probably frame skip, right? Let's watch this for a bit. I bet it's frame skip. What do you think about doing a PhD in RL for robotics? I only ever suggest that people do a PhD who already want to do a PhD and they're sure of it. I never try to convince anybody to do a PhD. Okay, so this is perfect. Frame skip 8. Interesting. Yeah, I could check this manually, but like brain cells, you know? I got a limited number of those. How do you stay up to date? Honestly, there's very little that comes out. When there's something that I actually need to see, it almost always gets sent to me by one of my colleagues or somebody in the puffer community, or I see it on Twitter, or I get messaged it by a friend. There's like very, very little other than that. Like the two major things that ended up mattering for Puffer 4 were two much older papers that like one of which I knew from research I'd done before, and one of which was like mentioned to me in passing in conversation. You probably have this impression that there's like tons of new well, maybe in robotics it's different, but in RL as a whole, if you have this impression that there's tons of new stuff coming out constantly, there really isn't. Like RL would still be running at 1000 steps per second without pufferlib. Like this is the only reason it's fast. And now pufferlib's kind of gotten far enough ahead that like we are the new stuff to keep up with. At least for the more practical side of things, right? If you're into theory, that's a different story. See, this is messed up. I bet it grabbed the wrong policy. No, it didn't. It like looked like it was phasing through there. Wait, but it's two, isn't it two? Hmm. Something is off. How many, is it one? Yeah, this is fine. Wait, logit size is 3. Oh, that's fine. Why did it work perfectly with breakout? What would possibly be different here? Weird that that compacts. How do I avoid relying? This is like the worst possible time to be watching me for that. You're catching me on the second to last stream before after. So I checked. I've apparently streamed 900 hours of dev for this release. So I have no remaining brain cells to be doing anything at the moment. But I'm really not a huge fan of the AI tools. So you'll see me doing a lot more stuff myself when I have the brain cells for it. And at the moment, I'm making sure it's not making a mess of crap. And I'm mostly using it to, like, port shit and find shit. $900 streams during the day here. Yeah. It's 900 hours of streaming in 8 months. But then presumably I've done, at least another 300 hours of work. Probably more than that, right? Yeah, because I dev sometimes off stream and I do client work off stream. Industry and tech from here on? No. Absolutely not. The idiots can do that if they want. How do you read researchers and get the most of it? Well, first I check the thing and I get my own probabilistic estimate that the thing is bullshit. And if that's high, then I don't read the paper. If it's decently low, then I look for skeletons in the closet in the normal places. And when I find those 90% of the time, then I go, well, this is bullshit, and I stop reading it. And if I don't find any of those, then I sit down and actually see what they're doing, and then maybe try to, like, try it out and see if it makes sense for stuff. Token maps rabbit hole. It's weird. It's laziness. I mean, you've seen me do a lot of LLM changes in the last couple weeks before release, especially. At the very least, though, it's pretty constrained in the changes I'm making to stuff. It's a lot of port this code I wrote over to here, or refactor this in this very specific way. You're not gonna see me saying, like, oh, go write a neural net library. I honestly have no idea what's wrong with this, though. I wonder, does the frame skip parameter match? Is it off by 1? Because wait, frame skip... It depends how it's implemented, doesn't it? Okay, so frame skip of 1 for this end. So no, this is correct then. Right, puffer 5. Yeah, that's not happening. The thing is that there are people who are supposed to be smart on Twitter who are genuinely dumb enough to think that you can do that. Like, oh, but with verifiability, it can always bootstrap from its mistakes, and it'll just infinitely produce things. And it's just like, hey, whoever's up there, can you just shoot one of us, please? Ugh. It's like either me so I don't have to listen to it, or him so I don't have to listen to it. I just want everybody to fuck off so we can do real science. Sick of the grift, you know? They can go do that all they want. Just, like, stay away from me. Leave me alone. Leave me to do the real work. Don't even get me started on the AI writing TypeScript. Like... Young engineers and researchers. Why try? Someone has to. You get to join an elite club of people who give a shit simply by giving a shit. There. You kind of got to understand the system to make big breakthroughs, okay? This thing here, especially this thing here. Right here, understand how science is done. You really, really, really have to understand how shit everything is. Like, oh, what am I gonna do? Wait, how am I gonna do anything important? I'm one person who barely knows anything. And there are all these brilliant people at all these companies raising all this money. Lies. Alright? There's like 5 dudes at each company that do any real work. And the rest of them fuck around, look pretty, and actually break all the code. Same in science. Vast majority of the papers, fake. They don't actually work. They work on the one stupid benchmark and they don't work anywhere else. Half the time you can't even get them to work on the one stupid benchmark they say they work on. You can just ignore 90% of the stuff out there. Think about it, right? If everything you saw on Twitter, all the cool things were real, we'd be in sci-fi utopia now. Why aren't we? Because they're almost all fake. And I don't mean that like conspiracy, like tinfoil hat. I mean they're like vastly overselling to the point that you may as well just ignore them. That's how you actually get started. Is you recognize it's not that hard because the bar's a lot lower than you think. Now all you gotta do is you gotta be good enough that you stand out more than the people who spend all their time faking it instead of actually being good. That's all you gotta do. Eh? Well, this is how you measure it. They all go back and forth on each other on their stupid benchmarks every other month. They're all building the exact same thing. They're all wildly overselling their stuff to raise tons of money and to get you to use their product. It literally ported the thing to Python to test. That's hilarious. See? New secret? There's nothing. What, you're just getting like, you're just going through like the scam of the day. They have fuck all. I wonder if it's this. It's more the way that they're trained more than the model architecture. I think you need a lot more RL, and the models are like, I guess the labs just plan to spend all the money in the world, but like there's something deeply wrong because you really don't need that big of models or that much compute to make some crazy domain specific, like task specific RL models. And they're kind of just making the giant slot machine and then trying to RL it very, very weakly at the end. I think the approach is kind of fucked. Does that fix it? Oh. Oh wait, maybe this is good now? No, it still gets a point. What if we do this one instead? Oh, there it is. Ah, I see. So it was reset behavior. Good. Oh, that was a pain in the ass to find. I have to fix that with breakout. There. Good. That looks nice. What do you think? Okay. That's why Pong is crap. Bug fix Pong. No, bet there kind of isn't. I think kind of all the implementations are pretty stupid, bet, because there's not a great way to do it. There's some that are stupider than others, though. Well, yeah, there are many ways to implement that, though, bet. Alright, this is basically a perfect model, right? Nom 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 nom, puffers like stars. Guys, how many different M's do I have to make about puffers eating stars before y'all will just star the puffer on GitHub? I mean, look, it's literally puffers eating stars. Trained with RL in 10 seconds. Nom 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 nom. Oh, that fucking sucks. I think you can use AI if you're in freaking chemo, dude. Or whatnot. That's real shit. The real question, bet, is have you been staying in shape rather than just fucking around with the GPT? I've done a pretty shit job staying in shape on the running with with this crazy ass release, though I've been running a few easy 5Ks in the last few days. The bench is good though. On shape can still do push-ups. Well, I can rep 2 plates, so there's something. Not great. You have to personally interview them, and there's no such thing as good with AI. It literally takes absolutely no... It doesn't take any learning whatsoever. It's just pure dev skills. If you're a good dev, you're good with AI. It's like, oh, well, he's really good in C, but I don't know if he's going to be good in Python. Like, my dude. You can give me any language, and I'll bitch about the language being stupid, but yeah, I can write code in it. You don't think board? Huh? This Claude Code app fucking sucks, dude. The only thing impressive that Anthropic has is the models and the RL on the models. The fucking Claude Code app and whatever dumb for loops it runs over them is nothing. It's probably a complete embarrassment, in fact. Apparently it's 500,000 lines of code. I don't have any beef with like the well, okay, there are a few stupid things with the design of it, but one is like people confusing the actual real difficult and interesting part of AI of building the models, doing the RL, that stuff, with like writing for loops over models. And they like the agentic AI horseshit, which is not a thing. It's just writing for loops over models. It's not done particularly well either. Um, and then I also just don't like Anthropic as a company. They're insane. So I'm not gonna give them more praise than they deserve, for sure. Like, with OpenAI, at least, I specifically don't like Altman. Like, there are a lot of awesome people at OpenAI that rock. With Anthropic, I don't like Anthropic, the whole damn company. That agent is acting. Okay, but they're literally writing for loops over the model. Like, in that case, it's basically symbolic systems at that. Like, I can make an agentic AI in that case by scripting a policy for breakout. It's really stupid. Why does it have stride? That level of dumb agent was the norm. Yeah, but the thing is, agent is and has always been the RL word, right? Agent has been the word you use for RL in 2013. Like, they've co-opted it to describe their shitty for loops. So we claim precedence on that one. The agents are trained through interaction. You don't just take a model, write for loops over it, and say, oh, it's agentic now. Now, they blur the lines a little bit because they're doing a bunch of pre-training and then some RL. Even though it's really shitty RL. But the majority of it is these stupid for loops. It can act. But the thing is, that doesn't matter because anything can act, right? You can take a supervised model, deploy it in a for loop, and call it agentic, but that's meaningless. When we say agents in RL, we're referring to models that were trained through interaction. It's as much the training process as it is the evaluation. They're one and the same. I think he's head shit poster. Yeah, but Starship, they're kind of dated. Like, I'm taking the stuff from the dawn of modern AI, from the dawn of deep learning. Those made sense. I guess the axiom here, or the more the conjecture that RL relies upon here, is that interaction is fundamental to intelligence. And thus it's part of the training procedure. Nom, 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 nom. Look at all the stars. Carmack is doing mostly reasonable things, but they're overly focused on sample efficiency. If Carmack just did what I was doing, he'd win, but he doesn't. I mean, win is a stupid word. He's not a competitor. The only competitors I have are, what? Death, ignorance, and the madness of men. Let's try that. Those are good competitors. We're struggling to compete with all of these guys. That way no one realizes. I'll just show them the hours streamed and say, yeah, you guys can try that if you want. Good luck. That's cool. Yay, delete lots of code. I like delete lots of code. Because guess what? Puffer is so smart, we no longer need a custom network. That's right. The default network works for MOBA. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. That's a happy puffer. Run it down mid, puffer. That's right. How did it get to be 9:40 p.m.? Cool, right? Very easy to set up this just in, folks. Did you just set it up? Actually, if you play around with it, let me know if anything's wrong, man. This is like launch in 2 days. .3 SPS on Fight Caves. Well, that's completely stupid. How are we doing on 2048? Oh, I checked this before, right? It's still going. Puffer record score. I actually don't know on the latest version bet. We're sweeping it at the moment. Hello, Jess. What are you up to? Also, how is the brain not dead yet? It is, Jess. I think I'm basically done for the evening. How do you do Constellation via SSH? Just SSH-X, Jess. You have to have the Docker set up though. It'll be in the new docs. You want me to look? I can look at it real quick. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna have to... A few things have changed since then, but nothing too major. Yeah, this has the info I need for sure. I guess the other thing that you can help with, Spencer, if you have time, though I guess you'd need one box for this, like one single GPU box, would be just go through, like, open them all up in Constellation, get the best hypers, make sure the run's repro, and then get the checkpoints so that we can, like, export. We can take the checkpoints and we can use them for the locals. I think that's the only other thing we gotta do. Configs, inis, sweep params, fixes. Yeah, it's pretty much what I expect. This is good. Yeah, this is all the stuff I need. I will have to do the merge, I think, in the morning. Unless you really need this right now, then I guess I can do this. Yeah, that's definitely what we want, though. Here, let's see. I'll show you the 1 trill model real quick. Oh, wait, hang on. $17 MB. I have not seen this. Oh, I don't actually know if this will work. I guess we'll see. Oh. Um... That's pretty fucking good. It's actually a bit better than the score says. Probably, this is one of the M's where Horizon matters. And, like, LSTM state sets. Yeah, that's level 15. Holy, yeah, that's God model. It doesn't solve the env or anything, but I know what to do to solve it now. Let me go get the tiny logs. Hang on, hang on. You shouldn't lose them, but let me look. Definitely try not to lose them. I remember the metric on trash pickup being very weird. But according to the metric, it's good. Metric weird. No, it's fine. I think it's fine. But this right here for me, this makes it all worth it. This right here. Like, this is the coolest RL model I've ever trained. It's gonna be so much better, too. This is significantly better. This model is significantly better than the training curve suggests, and I think it's because of the state continuation. It's like, I think it's at least like a good 30% better than the average score suggests, maybe higher. Yeah, bet. But I have to resweep it. I'm gonna have to resweep it, basically. Kill the music here. I'm dead tired. I think the best thing for me to do at the moment is to shut off the computer, go do some stretching, listen to my audiobook, and go to sleep. Nah, it's too late to chill. I'm not gonna play anything. I'm not gonna scroll Twitter. I want to be done tomorrow. If we're done tomorrow, that gives me a float day, where if I think of anything weird that I've missed, I can set it. But I can also just like ready for the release. Good. Not stressed, doing everything the fucking day before. It gives you guys a day to test as well. So users on Sunday. Sunday, if you want to help test, that'll be the day. If you want to just play with Puffer 4 a day ahead of launch and find anything, that'll be the day. Stream all day tomorrow, Jess. Well, not before breakfast, because I'm still going to run tomorrow, I think. I normally don't run Saturdays, but I think it'll help me to run. I'm traveling on Monday as well. I'm out Monday and Tuesday. I'll take my laptop, obviously. Shitty timing with the release, but is what it is. I said Q1. We're only a few days late. I mean, originally I said the beginning of the year, but we did more, so I think for this scope, we're good. Yeah. Thank you all very much. If you haven't started the repo, just start the repo. It really does help. So the cool thing about this, though, is it's 2 days, and then whatever time I take off, and then as soon as I'm back, we have some awesome, awesome stuff to do. Like, it's all the easy wins that I've saved up on the research side. Like, we have so many different things to try. We could very easily end up doubling the performance of Puffer, like doubling the learning power in like a week. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And that's before we even get into the heavy stuff that's planned that I know will double the performance. And I'm going to stream all of that. It'll be cool. Time frame for 5. The goal for 5 is that we actually do it this year and we don't delay again. I'd like it to take less than this year as well. I'd like it to be less than 9 months. I think I'd like it to be like a 4 or 5 month update would be way happier. All right, that's it. I'm heading out.